Okay.
Alright, so tonight we're going to work on some leash stuff again. I apologize, the kitchen's pretty cluttered. We've been working on some projects today. So, alright, so today we're going to take it a step farther and I'm going to ask him to stay with me while I'm walking. And I have to do this in the kitchen, which is kind of a small space, because this is the area that he's most familiar with in my house. And I don't want to introduce anything new for him to get distracted by. So we're just going to walk, and I'm going to ask him to stay right with me. There you go, good job. So he knows I have food, because this is our routine. I missed a spot. There you go. There you go. So I'm thinking, I have this idea in my head about what I can do to help him. I don't know how it's going to work, so we'll see. But I'm thinking about having using some sort of rigid leash, because when he's too close to me, there's no way for me to tell him that he's too close to me without like pushing him over with my foot, and I don't necessarily want to do that. There you go, good job. And we'll just kind of go back and forth and back and forth. But as he gets better at this, we'll go outside in the driveway, which he's also fairly familiar with, but obviously there's more distractions out there. Good job. But I don't want to take him into the rest of my house to do this, because he's never been in the rest of my house. So it would be something brand new and a lot of new smells. Good job. So when you see me put pressure on him on the leash, it's very minimal pressure. And when he's in the right spot, I'm releasing the tension, but I'm still letting him feel that leash, so he can get a little bit of guidance. There you go. And I don't mind that he's kind of touching my leg right now. I'm thinking about transitioning that to like carrying like a stick or something that he knows that he needs to keep his shoulder on rather than my leg. Good job. But I'm always kind of brainstorming how to work with this dude, because I've never worked with a blind and deaf dog before. There we go. Yeah, at that point, right there, he put the brakes on and was kind of mouthing the leash, so I just kept the pressure on until he stepped into it. There we go. What a good boy. What a good boy. So I think a previous foster said that he had been walked, but I don't know that for sure. He sure doesn't seem like he knows what leash pressure means. There, good job. This way? Let's go this way. Oh, what a smart boy. What a smart boy. So just like with a hearing and seeing dog, walks are going to be super important for him, even if it's just around the neighborhood. Because a structured, ouch, God, freaking has toenails, man. A structured walk is one of the best ways to build a relationship with a dog. Come on. Don't do that. No farther. Nope. I know. It's horrible. It's so bad. But anyway, structured walk is one of the most important, the easiest ways to create and build a relationship with a dog, because you're in charge. They're following your lead. They get to experience some things that they might not normally, that might scare them or get them really excited, and you get to lead them through that situation. And that's really valuable. What a good boy. I know I'm talking to him. He can't hear me, but I'm going to talk to him anyway. So we're going to start kind of going a different path instead of just back and forth. But I do have to kind of go back to that way because his food's over there. Push into him a little bit. There you go. What a good boy. So with a hearing and seeing dog, well, with a seeing dog, the hearing doesn't have a whole lot to do with it. I would do a lot of 180 turns away from the dog. So if I were to turn around from this direction, I would turn this way and pull the dog with me. But because he can't read me, so the intention of the 180 away from the dog is to keep the dog focused on you more so that they can read when you're going to turn, so they stay right with you. That's not fair to him because he can't read when I'm turning. He has no idea. The only way that he's going to be communicating with me is through this leash. So I'm going to do a lot of turns into him so he feels my body come into him so he can push away from me. Go this way, buddy. Let's go this way, buddy. Come on. See, we haven't gone over here any, and he knows we haven't gone over here any, so he's really hesitant because he doesn't know what's over here. Now, he's smart to be hesitant because there's stairs right there, which is not something that he needs to be dealing with at all. Good job. Alright, we got one more. So let's go over to the stairway for this last one. Come on. Come on. I might need two more because he's pretty hesitant on this one. Come on. There you go. Okay. Turn into him. Walk over here. Walk over here. Go this way. Gave him a couple little pieces on that one. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. All right, all done. Good job, bud. Good job. Good boy. Good boy.